4, 3, 2, 1. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video I will be revealing my latest project for the channel, which is right here in front of me. But before we get into that, I'm excited to say that I've started a Patreon page, and if you guys have ever wanted to support the channel, this is the best way possible. The reason I started Patreon is because I make these videos as a full-time job and I don't make enough off of YouTube. As you can see, I only made $270 for the month of December 2020, and that's just not enough to pay the bills. And so if you want to support the channel, you can head over to Patreon, linked in the description below. But don't worry guys, you don't have to feel forced. I will continue making these videos until I am no longer able to. Also, 85% of you guys are still not subscribed to the channel, so if you could do me a favor and just click the subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it. After all, subscribing is completely free. Now without further ado, let's get straight into this week's video. Alright guys, so before I show you guys the new build, I never got a chance to finish adding coolant to the cooling system on the 2014 R1 build, and so I quickly want to finish doing that. Then we can move this bike out of the way, bring in the new build and show you guys exactly what it is and what's wrong with it. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so I never actually recorded this in the previous video. I removed the thermostat just to make sure that it was fine and it wasn't corroded. Turns out it's actually in perfect condition. I even tested it in hot water and it works perfectly. Now I'm going to reinstall it and then we can add coolant to the cooling system and start the bike up for a few minutes. So let's get into it. Alright guys, everything is running smooth. I let the bike cool down for 20 minutes. Then I refilled the coolant level. Now it's time to swap over the two bikes. And just like that, the build is in front of us. What could it be? Is it an MT-07? Is it an MT-09? Or maybe it's an R6? Who knows? But it's definitely not Superman. You guys have 10 seconds to let me know in the comments down below what you think it is. Whoever gets it right first will get the comment pinned to the top. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And whoever thought it was any of the above, you guys were all wrong. It's a 2019 Yamaha R1. But now that you guys know what it is, I've been wanting to start this project ever since I got it, and I have so many plans for it. It's going to be an expensive build, but it will be worth it. I'm also going to keep this bike as my personal bike for a while until I get a better build. So now that all of that is out of the way, I'm going to do a small montage like I always do, and then show you guys all of the damages that I can see. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed that little cinematic. Now I'm going to go over all of the damages that I can see, and I think I'll start from the back and make my way around the bike. So it looks like the swing arm and rear wheel is fine and I don't see any damages. It's just a little bit dirty, but that's nothing. But over here we do have a snapped off foot peg on the rear set, and that will need to be replaced. Over here we have no damage, and I'm really glad that they had an engine protector on. It does have a small little scratch right there. If they never had this protector on, the cover would have probably been badly scratched or cracked. Who knows? If you guys ever buy a motorcycle, I do recommend that you get engine covers. It really does save you a lot of money if you ever get into an accident. And then in here we have a damaged fairing, and I believe that the oil cooler and radiator is also damaged, but I can't be sure yet. I will need to strip the bike to find that out. The mudguard is snapped off, but luckily I will get a new one in a new fairing kit. The wheel is also damaged. It has a huge crack right through here. It's warped in front, it's warped at the back, and it's warped on the other side. I'd rather replace this because if I'm driving 180 miles per hour, wait, I said driving. I mean, if I'm riding 180 miles per hour, I'd rather not have my conscience play on my mind that I have a repaired wheel, so I'd rather replace it. Yeah, it's definitely riding. Yeah, because that wasn't confusing at all. Over here we have a cracked fairing. We also have the whole headlight assembly missing. The air duct is cracked, and the fairing stay bracket that mounts over here is missing. Luckily we do have the LEDs because that can get expensive, and I also believe that the forks and triple tree is bent, and I will need to remove that in one of the episodes. The right hand side handlebar is snapped off and will need to be replaced, but I am glad that the switches didn't take any damage. I believe that this lever is probably bent, or it's supposed to be like this. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. On this side the switches are fine, and the handlebar and lever is also fine, so I'm really glad about that. Over here the fairing is damaged, as well as the engine cover protector is also damaged. I did pull this open just to make sure that this cover didn't take any damages when I bought the bike, but we will find out if it has any damages once I remove these covers. And then on this side the foot peg is also damaged, but luckily the rear sets are fine and I don't need to replace the whole rear set, just the foot peg. But something I'm really sad about is that this SE project took a lot of damage, and I can't just replace the can. I have to replace this whole piece because it's connected to the link pipe, and this SE project exhaust system that's on this bike is really expensive, so I might not replace the whole piece. I might just cut it off over here or here and then slip on a new exhaust, maybe a Yoshimura Akrapovic or something. I'm not sure just yet. I'll see what I can get. And then the swing arm and rear wheel is also fine on this side. I'm really glad that the wheel didn't take any damage because it would be really expensive to have to replace both wheels. Moving over to the top, this fairing piece is broken. It's probably supposed to clip on or something, maybe glue, but it does have a crack right over there. And it's got a crack down here. And on the other side, there's a piece missing off right there, as well as it also has a crack down there. Also, it looks like the subframe is broken. It's snapped off right there. And it's also broken over here. This whole piece is loose, so I might have to replace the whole subframe. And it looks like it has an integrated tail light, but it is damaged because it is cracked on the plastic right over there. And then moving over to the tank does have a dent right over here, but I think it's not that bad. We can just push it out, and then it also has some minor scratches that we can probably just sand out and have the whole tank resprayed. And then last but not least, the airbox is completely smashed. It has a huge hole right over here. It doesn't even bolt onto the bottom airbox anymore because the bolting point snapped off. So I will have to replace the whole entire airbox. That is all of the damages that I can see. I will not be removing any parts in this video. As for the 2014 R1, I have ordered the parts I need from Yamaha. They should arrive within the next few weeks, and then I can finish off this build. But that is going to be a wrap for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram at Garreth_Collins. If you ever wanted to support the channel, you can visit my Patreon page. There are many perks to choose from. Until next time, remember to stay positive and be visible. Peace out.